Okay. Hi, I'm Fiona Sheil from the NCVO Public Services team, and I've just done a session with Capita talking about public service contracting and specifically moving into a subcontracting environment. It's part of the Commercial Masterclasses programme that we're delivering on behalf of Cabinet Office throughout 2013, 2014. So to offer some kind of top tips for the environment in public services ahead, the first one would be is that it is really moving into an era of public services being delivered in a kind of competitive market model. So we've moved away from block contracts, which you deliver direct to a commissioner that you know and often have been developed out of kind of long-standing grant agreements, into something with the kind of legal clout of a contract. We're moving into an era where actually a lot of the commissioning and risk functions are being managed by prime organisations, and then underneath them sit kind of complex chains of supply chains which are both competitive and collaborative. And that's a really new environment for organisations, and it does involve, to kind of operate there, it involves a bit of a check of your risk capabilities, your understanding of the new environment, and also really crucially as well your governance and how well informed your board are and the kind of structures they have to make decisions about operating in an environment which is very complex, quite fast moving, and carries a lot of competition and a lot of risk. A second point to make is that this is about, you have to think about collaboration and about competition at the same time, and that provides a challenge for organisations. And I think there's a lot of perceptions out there around different organisations you may choose to collaborate with or otherwise, and it's really important to try and get informed. And I would say to any organisation interested in delivering public services that now is a time to kind of make your where you want to be in the market known, and try and buy yourself, or kind of not buy yourself, but find the kind of market position that you want to take on. And a third point, which I think is really interesting, that the commercial masterclasses we've written through working with a number of private organisations like Ingeus, Serco, etc. And what's really interesting is talking to them about negotiation. And I think we know that our sector isn't necessarily very good at negotiation because of the kind of power imbalance we have when we talk to commissioners. And I think what's interesting is actually that the private sector has similar poor experience of negotiating with commissioners, and actually it's tough for everyone. And although it's not very helpful, it's kind of it's nice to know it's not just us. And the other thing that's really important is a lesson from the work programme. Like a lot of kind of current lessons we're experiencing, that's been the source of it. And it's really important to recognise there that actually the private sector primes say a lot of people didn't negotiate, and actually they took on bad contract. You know, a lot of voluntary organisations took on contracts risks that they simply didn't negotiate, and the private sector expected people to, and they didn't. So that's really, really important to know that you can negotiate and that you should negotiate. So that's a final point to take away. Thank you.